Namaste, all the wonderful people. Today's video is just not about we Indians, but for everybody out there in the whole world who thinks he knows something about India, something funny or something serious. Gossip, gossip, gossip. Internet and social media is being exploited maximum for gossip purpose. Let's talk about facts sometime. So, do you remember these cartoons? Yeah, we call them in bad taste and quickly forgot. But what we don't know is that these are just tip of the iceberg. Actually, on global social media, there are many people, too many people who are mocking Indians and their lifestyle. Just for fun, just for gossip. So today, I'm going to give you a little brief about India. At least, the least you need to know. First of all, for once, I'm accepting, yes, India has too many problems. We are cheating literally and otherwise in so many areas. But this is just one-sided view. At least we are not killing people like Afghanistan, Iraq, or in China, or in World War II, or numerous civil wars. We never attacked anyone. Isn't that fair? Alright. Now let's start. Friends, the first mistake everyone does about India is that they compare India with their own nation and find it totally unique, totally absurd. My dear lovely people, the best thing about India is you just can't compare it to any other nation. India is uncomparable. Why? Because we are not homogeneous country like America, Japan, China, European, African. We are not a country. We are union of the unions. We are a total mixed bag. It's like a mini continent, or I would say a mini world. You just need to see it and believe it. I'll tell you what is the biggest and main basic problem of India. But that's for later part. Let me first tell you what you are missing about India. Can you imagine 1.5 billion people living together in complete harmony in a land area of India? It's 1.5 billion people. It's like some 20-30 nations living together. Just imagine it. Now I'll talk about the biggest USP of India. You know, it's diversity. Yes, we are highly diverse nation. It's like diversity on steroid. That too overdose. Let me explain. Can you believe it? India is home of few of the world's richest. Still, we have a large poor population. World's biggest company CEOs are Indians. We have that much of education in India. Still, a big chunk of our population is illiterate. We have some of the most modern technologies in the world. Still, we are most underdeveloped in some other areas. We have highly developed cities, and not to mention the most isolated tribes of the world. All together in one nation. That is just part of it. Look at other side. We have whitest people and darkest skinned people living in the same nation in adjoining houses and don't know about racism. Yes, we don't have racism concept. We look at every different person in a same way if we haven't seen someone like him. Do you want me to tell you more about diversity? It's an endless list. India is just all about diversity, and that all in one unity. No one can shake the unity of India. Just to tell you briefly about India, we have some 30 states and territories in India, and those are not just geographical territories. Here comes the factor of diversity. You need to believe it. Every state in India has its own culture, its own food, its own language, its own lifestyle, rituals, festivals, and even religion. Yes, India doesn't have one Indian language. We have many languages and they are equally popular in their respective areas. So if you had to visit one area of India and got to know about a language, you can't use it in other states. Sorry. The whole world knows about delicious Punjabi food. But that is not food of whole India. That is just a food of one state. But it's popular not only in whole India but whole world. We all speak our languages. And here comes the funny fact. Do you know every student in India in school time has to learn minimum 3 languages. Their local language, a most common Hindi language and international English language. That's tough our education system is. If you go to a railway station, you will hear train announcements in not one, two, but 3 languages, all one by one. That's how we are living. That's now what I call diversity. If you have traveled one part of India by chance, just don't mention that you have traveled India. No, India has every uniqueness in every part of India. You have just seen a simply part of India. You haven't seen India. Even we Indian don't know much about our whole India because it's too huge. It's too diverse. It's just impossible, next to impossible to know everything about India. All the best to you. Now when I say India is just uncomparable to any other nation, there is just some fact behind it. Do you know India is birthplace of 4 major religions of the world? Hinduism, Sikhism, Buddhism, Jainism. And mind you, all 4 religious people are living in India in big population in complete harmony. Now that reminds me of one more nation like that. Which is that? No one. Yeah. Now that's what I called unique. Now you got my point. Why India is just uncomparable. Now finally, when someone say India is not for beginners, I feel like he's really true. True to every word. Because India is too old compared to many infant new societies, new nations. It's all too messed up. So certainly may not be it's for beginners. You got to be quite mature. Now I know every nation has some of its problems. Who doesn't? But you need to know your problems. That's how you will solve it. And I got to tell you, the biggest problem, the main problem of India is India's education system is completely messed up. It's completely left behind. Our education system is completely focused on making workers, professionals. We don't create intellectuals or thinkers. Maybe someday it would change. To be noted, our governments are trying quite hard for resolving the things. But there are too many things and everyone can do one thing at a time. It may take up some time. Let's hope better for future. But you're all welcome. If you want to know first hand about India, just you need to see how unbelievable it is. All the best to you. Welcome to you. See you somewhere. Like I have enjoyed being in many other countries. Each one of them was lovely. Same I can say about India. Thank you people for caring. Namaste. Wish you all the best.